Hello, my name is Shelley and welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Ethiopia. In previous episodes we finally became a recognized power after the war against the British, and yeah, now we're just building up our economy a little bit. We did lose quite a bit of money in having all those troops active and all that. Let's go ahead and get going. Now, I have installed the mod that removes the clouds, plus there's also been the patch that improved the performance a little bit. So the game is actually running pretty smooth now, even on speed 4, so that's actually good news for me. Now, there was some comment asking for some information about the demographics on our state, so we've got mostly the first of all, Amhara, Oromo, and Tigray are the main three groups in our or the primary cultures, and those are, especially in the primary areas, those are pretty much the primary ones in here as well. Although Somalis are also pretty popular around, well, close to Somaliland anyway. And of course in Yemen we've got Yemenis and Bedouins, and then some Amharas, plus we got some Dixies and North Germans apparently in there. Then we got Bedouins and Mashariki and Mongos in here, as well as a few other things in Hejaz, and then of course in Madagascar it's mostly Malagasy. There's a little bit other people already, and then over here we got Makua, Yao, and Shua, and Shena Shoa and Lagostrine Bantu. That's most of it. I mean, we got a lot of Catholics around here because it used to be a Portuguese colony, of course, so it's gonna cost or take us a while to convert everything. We got election season coming up, so Conservative Party is leading, Agrarian Party is the second largest predicted, at least right now, which could be fine because that might allow us to change the laws regarding the military. Like, if we could get the professional army, we can start building a lot more barracks, which means that we can have a lot higher regular army, and that will already make a massive difference in things. Now, we also have a pretty long construction queue right now. I've put in quite a few things in there, some coal mines among other things, but also got some naval bases spread in there, just so that we can start expanding our fleet, especially getting a second fleet over here with 20 flotillas, so we can transport 20 battalions, or basically the Sundry army can be our landing army, basically. And that will hopefully make a pretty decent difference in sort of trying to land things. Now, once we, or if and when we do get the professional army laws, that might help with various things a little bit more, because we can just increase the amount of troops that we have, especially in Ethiopia strategic region. It's going to be really important to increase the troops in there, because that's going to be the primary area that we can have without worrying about supplies too much, at least. So we are trying to improve the money situation a little bit. It's not going up all that quickly yet, but the amount of credit that we have isn't too bad. I suppose one thing that we could do is we could have a look at some of the trade routes. For example, wine is something that we could probably sell. We've got plenty of convoys available. Let's sell some to the Italian. Actually, let's have a look at the productivities. North Germans are the most profitable. Let's sell over there then. And then liquor, well, there's not that much liquor available. There would be some fabrics available, I suppose. We could sell that to the Italians as well. So both of those should give us a pretty decent amount of income. Now, of course, it does cost us quite a bit of bureaucracy to get things going. We'll see how it goes. We'll have a bit of a lack. We are building some government administration, although it's only... No, there's a second level over there further down below. Okay. So yeah, we'll be getting two admin things, so we'll get more bureaucracy. We'll be able to keep that. We are also getting the institution for the Home Affairs to be a little bit higher. Just reduces the... Oh, there we go. Election done. So I believe it's going to be bye-bye to the Radical Party and bring in the Conservative Party. There we go. Legitimacy goes up. And it also means that we could try passing the military law. It's only 16% support right now. Rule folk will hate that, and trade unions will hate that, but I think we'll do it regardless, or try to do it regardless anyway. If we can pass that, then we're going to increase the military size a lot, and then that's going to allow us to expand a decent bit more. Now, one thing that we might want to do is befriend East India Company. Right now, they are cautious about us. Relations are neutral. I mean, we got a bit of infamy and all that, so it's not really the best situation. We could probably hold on to that for now. And I do wonder, is there... Oh, we're importing paper from Ottoman Empire. I don't think we need to do that anymore. We've got our own paper production mostly up to date again. It looks like the construction... Oh, right, iron shortage is still a bit of a problem. We are building more iron mines at least, so that will hopefully get fixed. And what are we researching? We're getting the Military statistics is underway. And then in society we are getting... oh, we got the anarchism. Oh, it's giving the identification documents. Well, that's good, because we already have that partially. So increasing that even further is definitely good news. And then we're getting the rotor valve engine in here, and that's going to be fairly useful. Right, so there is a bit of a war... Oh, Zambia. Right. Okay, so over there, the French are expanding. They might be reaching their colonies from one side to another soon. That could be a problem. I don't think I'm needed in that war. We still got pretty bad infamy, unfortunately. We are still notorious, and it's not going down all that much. It's going down like 2.5 per year, because our rulers are bandits, so yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Also losing quite a bit of money here. I mean, we are constructing a lot, and I suppose the construction costs are relatively high. Yeah, the iron price is bloody massive, and the tool price is bloody massive. So I guess that's the two of the things that make it quite high. We're going to get another level for the tooling workshop over here, although that's going to take a while before it's completed. Well, we will getting through these mines probably fairly... Oh, and there's not that much investment money coming in either. It's only 19,000. How much do we have? We've got 54 levels of trade centers in Yemen right now. There's quite a bit unemployed, but because that level used to be high, I'm pretty sure. We might also want to get some class works, actually. Let's make sure that that can automatically expand if their construction queue isn't as high as it is right now. Also, the munitions and chemical plants are probably good ideas to expand automatically in the paper mill and the furniture factory. Well, there's a lot of options there, at least, to pick from to expand things. But yeah, now that we're getting some more fleets, how much do we actually have in here? We already got 2 flotillas in Sundry. So once we get to 20, we can just land this army wherever it's needed to land. For example, over here, if Egypt switches sides, then we will have a war against them. And I've been thinking about it. Well, let's be honest, I actually recorded this episode and the next 2 episodes already once, but then I had to backtrack because I realized that OP has switched the microphone to something that doesn't exist. But yeah, let's just call it a test run then. So Egypt decided to switch to the Ottoman trade area. But right now, if we have a look at the diplomatic place in Ethiopia, well, the French are actually in there. Okay, so that might not be helpful. But if the French abandon that, like they did in the test run, then if we do a war against Egypt for Eritrea, there's not going to be, well, I mean, other than the puppets and the defensive packs that they already have, no one else can join. And we got definitely better quality troops than Egypt has, or Ottomans for that matter. Although we won't have any opium if we start fighting them, which might be a problem. Actually, what we might want to do already is, let's make sure that everyone actually has the good stuff there. I'm just gonna go for the wound dressing. So the recovery rate is actually still gonna be in there. It's gonna reduce the fabric use as well as the opium use, and the conscript center is gonna go for the same. What do we have? Descenders break ranks. Oh, aha. Well, maybe the devil will take them, and let's not pass this law then, I suppose. We're going to get back to it later. No, it looks like Euro is having a bit of a revolt over there. Alright. So, how is our relations with Egypt? We're still friendly. They're a bit cautious about us. We can't improve relations with them. And we don't have a lot of influence for that matter. We are getting closer and closer to the great power rank, though. We just need to increase our economy, quite frankly, a little bit further. And looks like money... Okay, so we're now using more than 50% of our debt ceiling. Oh, apparently Great Britain had a bit of a revolt going on. Okay, oh, and Austria is having quite a bit of a revolt in there. Do we by chance have trade routes that are... No, actually, we got trade routes all active. We could buy some tools, actually. That might be worthwhile. Italian... Oh, wow, that's a lot of money from that. Okay. Italians... You got yourself a trade. It will start reducing the construction material costs as well, which is going to be very helpful in the long run. And the population is steadily increasing, like 200,000 per year. That's not bad. Oh, there we go. So the iron price is dropping. Is there actually anything that we could do to increase the production of iron? We could start using dynamites in here. We got a decent bit of explosives, so we could do that. And that's going to reduce the iron price even further. Oh, the brave engineer. Ooh, where is that? Gondar. Oh, we're gonna fall losing 5 infrastructure over there, I reckon. Yeah, we can. Although we might want to increase the railway level there now, just to be on the safe side. So it looks like we've gotten through a decent chunk of the naval bases already. We've got 2 pages of things still. Well, actually, just mostly 1 page. So yeah, we're going through these constructions rather quickly, which is definitely good news for us. And if we can just reduce the construction costs even further, which we are certainly working towards. But the iron price, well, actually the iron price isn't too bad anymore. It's only plus 14%. It's a little bit for wood as well. And the services seem to have a bit of a high price. Coal is still slightly elevated, but like the biggest one is tools. And we're starting to import plenty of those, because we'll probably still want to increase our domestic production of those as well. We could probably get another level over here in Yemen, just in case. Ah, there we go, military statistics. So that gives us a bit more... Oh, actually, that was the reduction on the mobilization goods requirement. That could be useful. We could go for the Geopolitical. So increase the max naval base a little bit. That's a possibility for sure. Or we could improve some productions, especially if we get the rotary valve engine. That's going to speed it up to some degree. In like 1 or 2 weeks now. And there we go, we're starting to make some money. Of course, we still use a lot of our debt, or credit rather, so we might have to reduce that quite a bit further. We'll get there. There we go, another coal mine done, another naval base underway. Oh wow, we've got 4 iron mines underway. Are all of them in here? There might be. Somaliland, oh yeah, it is. There we go, we got the rotary valve engine. What are we getting in the military now? No, that's still the same one. And the society, we're getting the identification documents. That would be the tax capacity, actually. We might want to go for that one. It's not going to be all that long time anyway. So we can get that quickly. That means that we'll be able to get all the taxation in Gondor finally. Well, actually, are we having... So we've got turmoil in a lot of places. We've got some steamers, papers, tools are expensive. And military goods, the tools and ironclads are expensive. Alright, so that kind of tells me that we might want to increase the shipyard in here. Plus, we should probably make sure that that can be upgraded automatically. But there we go. Now making about £7,000 per week profit. So, you know, slowly turning things around. And looks like the radicals are actually still increasing slightly. I think the loyalists might be turning upwards, though. Although right now, like, there's been something that dropped earlier in the year. But hopefully we can start turning it around now. And then furniture would be another thing that might be worthwhile importing. Let's import that from Austria. There we go, now we're making 10,000. And that should also start increasing the standard of living a little bit. At least start turning it upwards slightly. Oh. We got a white piece with Herrero. The French, that is. Oh, but the... Wow, yeah, they are getting through here. Oh, is Buganda... Right, Buganda is fighting a war in here. Oh, right, they're helping one side and then losing to the other. Alright. Well, if that's the path that you chose to take, then that's the path that you chose to take, I suppose. So 75 million, we are getting closer and closer in here. I wonder, well, technically speaking, if we would get the intelligentsias like us a lot, then we could probably get quite a bit higher. So, what are the laws that we could try passing right now? I'm guessing the... Oh, maybe not that one. The military stuff we can't pass. Colonial exploitation is potential, but I don't know if that's going to be the best. I mean, maybe getting some colonial stuff would help. No matter which one we do, the 16% chance. That would be another bureaucracy sink though, so it's a bit of a problem. But it does unlock some potential to start colonies in Indonesia, actually. Oh, starting wages in unincorporated states would go down. Throughput in unincorporated goes up. So it could be a lot of money making from the sort of southern areas that we have. Because the northern areas we've made interstates already. Oh, there we go. We are getting £20,000 per week now. Oh, the construction price. Oh, yeah, because the iron price has been dropping steadily. So that is making us a pretty good difference already. Now it's already a little bit extra production. Also, one thing that we might want to do is make sure that that can be expanded, as well as the lead mine. And the lead mine we might actually want to expand already. I believe we got some glass production. Was that in here? Yeah, let's put that into crystal glass. So that's going to increase the glass production. We could technically put in some ceramics there as well to increase the porcelain production. Did we go to the bone china? Yeah, we could probably afford that. A lot more money for the locals there, as well as for us as well. So we're making 22,000 now, so we're slowly reducing the debt that we have. And right now, since the investment pool is not all that profitable, we might not want to increase the construction speed anymore. At least for the time being. Eventually, yes, but right now... Oh, East India Company is importing ammunition. Actually, what do we have a lot? We got some small arms. It's also supposed... Oh, identification documents, research, excellent. Let's see, small arms. Is anyone buying those? I mean, there are some. Let's have a look if we could export to some... The small arms. Ottomans could buy some. Germans could buy some. I suppose Ottomans... Well, we don't get a lot of tariffs from that. Because we got the trade deal. So let's sell that to the Germans. I think that's going to be slightly better in the long run. Plus, Ottomans is probably someone that we will be fighting in the not too distant future. Right, so we got the identification document in the military. It's still... Well, that's almost done. Let's help in the production a little bit. Oh, the threshing machines. That could be useful, reducing the workforce. Or the workforce required for the farms. On the other hand... Mutual funds would be good for the extra minting, less interest rates. Or we could just go for the enlistment officers in here. That's going to unlock the mass conscription laws, which would be kind of the ideal one to have. Right, the influence over here isn't all that great. We could start reducing... Actually, is Zululand... They got poor relations already. What are the troop quality in there? They've got light infantry, no artillery. Oh... Hold on a minute. So who got interest in South Africa? Oh, there's a few too many nations in there. I don't think we'll be able to expand in there then. I would have wanted to, but I don't think we can. Alright, well, we're getting £30,000 per week now, so the income is going better and better. Oh, it's a civilizing mission that is now spreading. Alright. That's in society. Oh yeah, that's quite useful. We're trying to pass the colonial exploitation anyway, so we could maybe get some more colonies. We might want to get some... Oh, Geopolitical is completed. That actually does remind me, we should probably switch the... Ooh, another thing that reminds me is we should get... Ooh, the steel price is a little bit high. But if we put in the steel passenger carriages, that means the transportation is going to be massive. And the naval bases, we can go for the new thing. It's going to cost us a little bit more in wages, but I think we can afford it. We could switch to the monitors, but that would be very expensive in terms of ironclads. So, not right now. Later on, perhaps. But we are getting another shipyard somewhere along here, but it's not done yet. Getting some food industries as well. So overall, our production is increasing quite nicely. And the GDP has been a pretty steady climb in there. I mean, we are currently number 8 on the GDP ranking, but we don't have the prestige quite as much. There we go, getting some more naval bases in South Madagascar, as well as the food industry and all that. So, yeah, the money situation is definitely better than what it was at the start of the episode. Of course, it's not the best. Oh, Ottomans and Austria are fighting. What is this war about? Annex. Oh, right, it's the revolution. The Ottomans were supporting the wrong side. Oh, and France is having an uprising. Interesting. Who are they fighting? The Occasion uprising in Italy versus Canada and France. But the French don't have that much troops right now. Ooh, I wonder if now would be the chance to fight against the French. Like, how much do they have total troops? 121. So that is still a decent amount. No, right, we started zooming in here. Let's have a look at the quality of the troops. So they got the trench infantry, and they got the machine gunner, so that increases defense quite a bit. I don't think we're going to actually fight the French right now. Not with the tech level that we have. Of course, if we were to, you know, have enough troops, then maybe we can kill them sufficiently. Or if they are embroiled in a massive war in here. I mean, they are... It's a diplomatic play still. They haven't won yet. I might want to wait until the actual war has started. But then, if we were to get, like, Kenya or something, I suppose, well, could be useful. There's a decent bit of manpower in there. Or Equatoria over here. That would allow us to get, well, more rubber, I suppose. But also get to Darfur. Now, we could start colonizing in here, I guess. At least in theory. Or we could try to get the Tamatwe out of their hands. So we'd control the entire state here. What do they have in there? And they got a port. That's it. Okay. Well, not that impressive then. Speaking of which, we are getting a whaling station in North Madagascar now, just so that we can get a bit of oil. Also, that does remind me though, do we have the... Oh, okay, these are not profitable anymore. We're selling a lot though, so we do still get quite a bit of tariffs from there. But we can probably keep them as is for the time being. So has the war started? Oh, yeah, the war has started. In that case... I mean, we got, what, 95 battalions total. We don't have quite as good troops as France has. But if we were to able to get some... Especially if we get Kenya and Zanzibar, we'd be able to combine our regions in here. That would cut off pretty much all of this out of the French markets. Which might cause some rebellions in there, for example. I am tempted by that, actually. Let's have a look. So if we were to go for... Conquer... let's start with Kenya. That's 35 infamy, though. I don't think we can afford getting that much infamy. And Zanzibar would be 32. We'd have Egypt on our side. And then there's a lot of nations that might join on either end. But yeah, the infamy is starting to be a problem. Of course, if we become strong enough, we don't really need to worry about it, other than the fact that there's going to be massive wars constantly, at least in theory. Kazembe... I think Zanzibar would be quite nice though. What? Actually, what is in Zanzibar? Well, it's not... Well, there's some trade centers, arts academy, glass works, and there's a lot of plantations in there. That's about it. So it's actually not that impressive. We'll wait for a little bit for the time being. Since we don't have the sort of proper conscription laws, we won't be able to use our regular troops as much. And that would mean we'd have to rely on the conscripts, which gets rather expensive. Plus, this fleet isn't fully fledged yet. I mean, we've already built pretty much all of the... Oh yeah, we've built all of the naval bases already. It's just not expanding quite as quickly as one might hope. Apparently we are getting out of the lead mine over here. Well, I mean, that's useful. Also fairly profitable, I'd imagine. So now we're getting £40,000 per week. I think at this stage we might be in a situation where we're going to afford increasing the construction speed a little bit. Because it looks like we are making good money. Dangerous equipment. Can we... No... Manufacturing industries throughput in Yemen. We kind of pull the brakes in the progress and then... Ooh. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding colonial exploitation. Kalasa Safo of the Armed Forces has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connection with the state apparatus. Rule folk would hate us a bit more, but that would reduce the enactment time by 20%. I'm gonna go for that one. Yeah, getting the extra construction sector in here will probably help quite a bit. Also, what is the worst price situations right now? Porcelain is pretty expensive, luxury furniture. I suppose we could start importing some silk. Let's actually consider that. Import route. Silk. India might not be the best. But I suspect that they produce a decent bit overall, so let's start importing a little bit. And what I'm going to do, it might not be profitable at first. Actually, I suppose we don't necessarily need to do it over there. No, that's level 5. That's level 2. Okay, so over here we're going to switch to the craftsman's doing. So that's going to allow us to get some luxury clothing. And now there's going to be a little bit more demand for the silk. So we are importing more. And we should be producing at least some, which is going to be very profitable for the sales. I'm pretty sure that's going to pay for the silk at least. Or also the silk imports for the time being. The GDP has dropped a little bit. Is Egypt, they're still part of our market? Let's actually have a look. Is anyone... No, I think we still got everyone in here. Egypt, Nate, Jabal Shammar, and Zimbabwean Uprising. All are still in our market. We're losing the interest in... Oh, hold on a minute. They just left. Those traitors. Well, I guess we're going to end that alliance then. So be it. There might be a bit of trade routes that are not profitable anymore, though. Like the sugar. And a few other things in here. So the income is going to drop. Oh, actually, that does remind me, though. First of all, diplomatic place. Oh, Ottomans are now putting an interest in here, but French are not. So if we do fight them, it's going to be only us versus those two. We do need to set up the interest in there, though. We're not a great power quite yet, but we're pretty darn close. Like 21 points are missing. But we definitely need to get some more troops, is the problem. I mean, we can't increase the barracks anywhere right now. Of course, we could just hire some conscripts if need be. I mean, we got plenty of conscripts, like 66 over here, actually. And there's a decent population, so it would be only 66,000 pops total used from there. So that is a possibility. I'm a little bit bummed that we didn't pass the conscript law. And I don't think we can try to pass it anytime soon either. Plus we're currently passing a law, so it's not even showing us the option. Right, so now that we entered the alliance, we got a 1 year truce with Egypt. But we got a lot better troop quality than both the Egyptians and the Ottomans, but they got a lot more troops total. Of course, if we use the conscripts, we can manage, I think. Oh, so the war is going on in here. Which side is winning? Both sides have lost a lot of troops. Looks like the French have lost a little bit more, but I suppose they've been the ones doing the attacking for the most part. But yeah, now if we were to do war against the Egypt, we should start the war with Eritrea, so that means that only the Ethiopia region is going to be considered the way it's happening. So in theory, well, so what we probably want to do is like Dongola and Upper Egypt and Eritrea, so that would be 3 locations. That would give us a lot of infamy though. And since we don't necessarily reduce the infamy all that much, I mean, now we are reducing it to some degree, I suppose. And let's go ahead and start increasing our relations with East India Company, because that is someone that I would like to befriend. They are protective of us right now. But if we could keep them as a friend for longer periods of time, that'd be really helpful. But yeah, we can't declare the war quite yet. But once the truce is over, which is going to be around January next year, we can do that. And is there... oh yeah, there's plenty of constructions underway now. And tooling workshops and all that. How bad is the tooling price actually right now? So looks like the small arms price is now increased, as well as paper. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that I set the paper mill to be expanded automatically here. Yeah, I did. I'll put in the arms industry as well. I suppose the arms industry might just be... no, they have hired now. So they should be producing plenty. In theory, but in practice, not really. We're still making money. We'll reduce the debt to about 7 million. We can probably reduce it even further before the war starts. Rubber Rush. Mozambique. Ooh. I'll get the 50% migration in there. And we're getting the shipyard in Somaliland soon, so that's going to be very helpful. But yes, this is the chance that we get to expand into Egypt. So we'll probably get these 3 at first. See how bad the infamy is going to be from those. Or at least like get to Dongola so we can cut this off. Or we could just go for Upper Egypt directly. I'll say like Eritrea and Upper Egypt. We'd have to... well, there is ports in there already. We'll get some opium plantations in there. Get our opium so we can start using the first aid properly. But yeah, that is going to be a potential for the next episode, because we are out of time for this one. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.